The side-lying quad stretch. This could be seen as the lesser, the tamer version of the pretzel, which please go check out that video. But this is a really effective stretch. I actually prefer this over a traditional stand-up quad stretch. Now, I don't really include that in this routine here, hence the reason why I've opted for the lay-down version. Main reason being, when we're standing up, yes, it's great for stability, but essentially what I don't like about it is it's really hard for the general kind of population to try and prevent that lower back going into hyperextension, and therefore we're getting a real intense stretch or a hyperextended position whilst doing that quad stretch standing up. So this is the version I prefer, where you can really, essentially, if you're looking to stretch out the quads, this is the better version in my personal opinion in terms of avoiding any lower back hyperextension. So what we're going to do is lie ourselves down. Now, you can put a pillow down here if you need to. I don't plan on being down here for too long, so I'm going to hold this position and support my head with my other hand. Now, what I'm going to do is, when I'm lying down my side, I'm actually going to get my knees in front of me. I'm not going to quite say 90 degrees. We're probably looking at, I don't know, I'm not getting my protractor out, 60 degrees or so. This is what's going to help in terms of preventing that lower back from going into hyperextension, because when the knees are raised up like so, it's harder to get into that hyperextended position naturally. When the legs are straight, getting that hyperextension is a lot easier to do, and that's one of the things with standing up. Now, there are ways around that, but I'm just trying to make this as simple as possible, adapted in one go. We get this stretch done. So down we come, 60 to 90 degrees, wherever you feel comfortable from here. So I'm just going to place my hand on my head. You feel free to do so, or put something under your head here to support your head. And from this position, all I'm going to look to do is curl my top leg up, and that's purely so I can grab hold of my heel, like so. And now I'm going to engage my core, for sure, always going to engage my core. But from here, I'm going to allow this knee to go back. So I'm stretching out. Now I'm using my hand to hold on to that foot, and that's giving me that stretch. Now I'm feeling that in the quad. I'm also feeling it in the hip flexors or the hip flexor, sorry, in this side, because I've engaged my core, and that's also just made sure that that lower back doesn't go into hyperextension. That's the other part. We're going into that hyperextended position, which would be something like this, where actually we're not getting the kind of stretch that we think we're getting. Now here I'm feeling quite an intense quad stretch. Now I breathe and relax in this position, and when I feel ready, I take it a little bit further. But again, the further I go, the more I make sure I'm engaging my core, and I'm really making sure that I'm not going into hyperextension here. So we're going to hold that stretch like so. And then if I flip myself over the other side, you'll hold for the set amount of time that you feel is necessary. So from here, set myself up, nice and ready to go. Bring that foot in, grab, engaging that core, feel that stretch. Now I'm going to breathe into this position. Now you could use a bit of MESS from here. It's a muscle energy self-stretching. The way that would work is that you would try and get the knee back with the other leg, maybe 10-20%. So I'm applying force. If I just let go of my knee, I'm applying force to try and get this knee back up, and this hand is preventing me from doing so. That's if you really feel a need to get a little bit more off of this, or you get into a sticking point and you feel like you can get more out of it. Be safe, obviously, and that technique would require maybe 20% effort tops in terms of trying to get that knee back there. You're really not trying to fight against yourself in any great capacity. And then once you've created that tension for a little while, and I'm preventing the move with my other hand, then I breathe in, and on the way out, relax that effort, and then I can go that little bit further. Keep engaging that core. That's going to allow you to take the stretch a little bit further. You're taking that opportunity that shows once you've done that muscle energy technique to allow the muscle to go that little bit further. And you're also getting a little bit of strengthening going on in those quad muscles and hip flexors in that lengthened state. So you're getting a lot for your money there, or a lot for the stretch there, in terms of what you are trying to achieve. But that is a really great way, just even the basic one, forget the MESS technique for a moment. Please look over the videos on that kind of subject. But here we're just talking about getting the most out of this side lying quad stretch.